T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, a very good evening and welcome to each and every one of you for this lovely, lovely show. Mr. Brandon, how the heck are you?
I'm good. How have you been?
I'm all right, my love, I'm all right.
Good.
Living life to the
I'm loving the leopard print you've got going on
Well,
tonight.
there's a reason for that, isn't there?
Well.
I mean, what would a show be tonight with our lovely guest, Miss Julie Goodyear?
I mean,
Dame
you've got a point.
Julie Goodyear.
We've got to get that
I am
right.
going to make this a thing. If it's the last thing I do.
I'm glad, because we're never going to hear Dame Belinda Scandal, so we might as well work on it.
That's right. You're not, love, but at least they remember my name. Now, listen, everybody, we have got a marvellous show lined up for you today. Nothing? What's on the show tonight?
Well, first up, we've got Emma Deers, who's on to talk to us about Judy and Liza.
Judy and Liza. Now, this is a marvellous show that is literally going from strength to strength. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, let's have a look at this little VT. Welcome to the show tonight. How are you?
I'm good. How are you two?
We're very good. We're all the better for seeing Judy and Liza.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
How long have you been doing this show for?
Well, it's actually in its 10th year anniversary. I wrote it just over 10 years ago, yeah. And we've toured it all over the UK and abroad. So we've taken it on cruise ships, Singapore. But this year, we should have taken it on tour last year to mark its 10th anniversary, but obviously with everything that's been going on, it wasn't possible. So this is our kind of big 10-year tour, yeah.
So what kind of thing brought it about? Why Judy and Liza?
Well, I'm a big Judy Garland fan, always was as a child. Love her films, and she's just incredible. I went into the West End as an actress, and I was constantly being compared to Liza, even though I'd never really tried to emulate Liza at all. Mm-hmm. But especially American fans used to come to the stage door and say, "Oh my God, you're so like Liza!" So it was like, right, okay. And then I got offered a job over in Monte Carlo, just one concert to play her, and I loved it. And so I thought that mother-daughter relationship has always fascinated me. So I thought, well, let's write a show about it. So I did.
So what does the show entail then? Where are we picking up Judy and Liza from?
Well, it's loosely based around the 1964 concert that they both did together at the Palladium, when basically Judy was struggling a little bit. So she invited Liza to come and do it with her. And Liza was 19 at the time. And I think Liza, it was a real show of her talents for the first time, you know, and her mum, you can actually see on the video footage her mum kind of going, oh, okay. Right, she's that good.
She's like Sean me. That's right, okay. So
A little bit.
Well,
it's funny because you see her do things like pull her microphone down, and you know, and it's all about, yes, darling, but it's, you know, it's my show. But it is fascinating. So it's loosely based around that. However, in the first half, Judy tells Liza's story, and in the second half, other way around. Liza tells Judy's, and then Judy tells Liza's. And it's fascinating how they kind of mirror each other, especially with their songs and their stories and their marriages, you know.
Well, they are quite a sensational family, aren't they?
Aren't they just?
Yeah,
aren't they just?
The stories are Hollywood through and through, aren't they?
I know. And it's very, very sad, but it's also, our show is very much a celebration of it. It's not about doing anyone down, you know. It really is a celebration of these two amazing talents.
No, absolutely, because they are such both amazing performers in their own right. Especially, obviously, Judy got big, obviously doing Wizard of Oz and whatnot, and other films that she'd done. And Liza, whenever she spoke out about her growing up through it, she did mention that she felt she grew up in the shadow a wee bit. But
of course,
she definitely grew into her own performer as she grew up.
Yeah, she's got star quality without question, hasn't she? You know, and that's very hard to keep down. And you know, she developed her own style. She didn't try to copy her mother. You know, she's definitely got style, as our Liza. So
how do you go about getting into the character then?
I have one word and one word only, and that's fabulous. As soon as I say fabulous, I'm there. You know?
And are all the songs from Judy and Liza that we know, are they all in the show?
Absolutely, yeah. There's a phenomenal amount of songs that you would know, and a couple that you might not know. Some of Liza's are... Because I find personally her cabaret stuff is, there's a song called Sorry I Asked, which is absolutely beautiful. But yeah, maybe this time Cabaret, Trolley Song, Man That Got Away, you know, they're all in there.
Liza with a Z?
Liza with a Z is definitely in there.
So that's one of my favourite performances.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Is when she does Liza with a Z. Oh,
it's brilliant. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Has anything gone wrong on the stage during your time?
Well, Helen might not like me saying this, but there's a scene in our show where Born in a Trunk, where she puts on the like black jacket and the trilby hat, you know, and so this one day she was getting changed. She takes the shirt off, the blouse off, which she normally has a vest on underneath. And she took it off and realised she'd forgotten to put a vest on. So she's there, you know, getting changed, doing Born in a Trunk with a completely straight face, with just a bra and an open jacket. Which is...
You've had that problem before, haven't you, Hal?
Always, yes. As long as I don't forget the bra, I'm generally not too fussed, to be honest with you. So where can we find this then within our lovely region?
Right, well, we're doing Hope Fest, which is Hope Theatre's kind of outdoor festival. It's covered, so it's not outdoor. And we're on the 18th of July. It's a Sunday at 7:30. So tickets can be bought from I think it's Hope Fest rather than Hope Mill. But if you go to Hope Mill, then it will direct you to there.
Oh, we'll be able to say hello.
Excellent. Yeah, we look forward to that. We're actually doing Hope Fest as well, I believe.
Oh, are you?
Days.
We're on the 20th,
We're
so
on
it'll be on the same
20th.
time.
Oh,
Yeah, during the week.
Brilliant. Oh, it's exciting,
So if you could keep it clean and tidy, please. Thank you.
I'll do my best. I'll leave you a present.
We know what Judy and Liza are like. Don't stay in character for too long. Yes. Anyway, Amadeus, sounds like, I mean, I'm really into the show. It sounds like it's going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I can't wait to see it.
Oh, thank you.
Best of British with it, I guess.
And for you with yours. That's exciting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you very, very soon. Amadeus, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Now then, we did promise you an absolute treat today, everybody.
Always.
And a treat we are delivering via...
When do we not?
This gentleman, everybody. This is Mr. Mark Llewellyn.
Hello.
Welcome,
Good
Mark.
evening.
How are you? I am
Very
excited, beyond excited.
Yes, part two.
Part two. Indeed, because we have been, we heard last week quite a few stories.
Yep.
And this week we're continuing with them.
We
Now,
are.
I believe it gets a little bit more risque this week, doesn't it?
Yes, yes.
And this is what I'm here for, the drama.
Are you? Yes, the last story is a little bit fruity.
A little bit fruity.
Mm.
And Well, I suppose we should check it out, shouldn't we?
Absolutely.
So this is part 2 of our exclusive interview with Julie Goodyear.
You're still receiving all these letters from all around the world, aren't you?
I am, and it's wonderful.
Do you realise the impact that you've had on people's lives?
Not really. No, I don't. It's just a wonderful thing. And I enjoyed every minute of what I was doing. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it.
There's still people watching your episodes all around the world, aren't they?
Incredible. Yeah.
Lots of leopard print in here. Your trademark. You've got leopards over there. You've got leopard there. There's a leopard print bin over there. It's everywhere. Your cushions.
Well, it's always been kind, hasn't it? Very, very viable for people then.
Yeah.
Everybody was going mad for leopard print.
Yeah, you put it on the map.
And it wasn't that expensive on places like, Bury Market and whatnot.
And is that where you did your shopping for bed?
A lot, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You were brought up in a pub, weren't you, in the Bay Horse?
The Bay Horse Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you went into the Rovers, you kind of knew it was home ground in a way, wasn't it?
It did help, yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things that most people say is when you watch you and Roy as Bet and Alec behind the bar, you felt like a real couple, but the pub felt real, probably one of the strongest times in the street. It felt like a real pub, but you went to great lengths to make sure everything was right, didn't you?
I certainly did.
So you loved working with Roy, didn't you?
Of course we did. Yep.
And I think like a couple, you also tried to make each other laugh, didn't you? There's one scene that never made it on air.
Well, it was a bed scene, and he had a nightie on and I had pyjamas on, and we hadn't been in the bed for very long. 5 seconds, we were told. All I could hear was and it was a vibrator. He got under the covers. So I thought, right, okay. And I mean, all the crew, everybody was in hysterics.
Yeah.
So I pressed my pyjama top, and it played The Only Way Is Up. Well, that made them worse. We were threatened with the sack. I wish we could have still seen it.
Well, yes, well, they didn't show it. It was
No.
somewhere in a vault, somewhere.
Quite. Yeah.
Everybody will now be looking for that scene.
Wow. Oh, I wish I could get it.
But was that the thing, really? You both knew what you were going to do, you knew your characters, you would rehearse together, you knew your lines, and then that kind of allowed you a bit of freedom to do your own thing, and that's really why it worked, because it had that extra layer to it.
Well, it did, but, it wasn't in the script.
No.
Was it?
So that's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs,
Oh,
or the
they-
Wicked Queen.
Yeah. They were lovely. And I was asked to go on a stage when all the audience was there and tell them that these were little people of restricted growth. And Kenny Baker, one of the dwarfs,
Yeah.
shouted from the front, "We're f***ing dwarfs, you daft twat!" And it threw me completely. I didn't know what to do. But the audience were in hysterics. And that means a lot to me. Yeah.
Indeed, bring back Bet, everybody. Let's make this happen. So last week, obviously, we were talking about making her a dame, everybody. Still keep that going. Bring back Bet. Now, you've brought some stuff with you.
I have. This is some of Bet's jewellery.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're in sync, what can we say?
So there's a lovely piece there, and then some earrings as well.
No, you can't have
we
these
are.
ones.
Watch me. I mean, them earrings are everything, aren't they?
These earrings are
I might
amazing.
I'll
Oh, we're just going to try them on.
just
Are you
going to
gonna
try
try
them
them?
on quickly.
Right.
Just
There
quickly.
you go.
While we're here. There we
So-
go.
Be a waste not to.
We'll want it, though. So when did she wear these, then?
Well, she wore them quite a lot. She wore them primarily for a licensed victualler's do that she went to with Alec.
What do you reckon?
Oh, it actually suits you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
She's got a better neck than me.
Well, yours is quite.
No, mine's almost folding that far under because I've got no neck that I'm turning to Father Christmas.
I'm not sitting on your knee.
So I brought these in because for the second year running, she's donated a lot of jewellery to Willowwood Hospice, of which she's now a patron.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and along with me. And so we're going to have a sale later on in the year. So if people want to...
Sorry, what? Another
jewellery sale. But not only jewellery.
All about
mortgage, my mortgage.
There's also some frocks.
Bank account just
There's
screaming.
Frocks as well.
Frocks. I'm guessing they'll all be leopard print as well.
Most of them are, but there's also some ball gowns as well, like the ball gown that she wore, which is very Cinderella, that she wore to the 50th anniversary event and so on.
The one that was on the telly?
Yep.
Oh,
Right, she'll cry if she gets that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff. So it's an early kind of tip-off for your Manchester viewers and listeners, because if you go to willowwood.info, then you go to the hospice's website, follow their social media. They're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the lot. Follow one of those, and then you're going to get the first tip-off of when the catalogue is available and the sale begins.
These are lovely.
They are lovely.
I know I've worn them myself, and I quite like them.
It's nice when you
can't take them nowhere when jewellery's involved. Nowhere.
Nice. You'd wear them. Come on, you want to go, don't you?
Do you want me to put them on?
Come on. I'll put them on you because they're very unique.
It's that kind of show, ladies and gentlemen.
Have you ever had earrings? You look like...
No.
You see, you go from me looking all glamorous... And you put them on him.
See how much I fight it?
And instantly it's Mr. T, isn't it?
I was thinking Adam Lambert. Like, I see Adam Lambert style.
Do you see Adam Lambert?
I do.
Well, that says everything. But if unlike our Brandon...
I should have this soda match.
If you're like Brandon and you've lost the plot, then don't worry, because we can find your mojo as we look into the letter J of mojo with the wonderful Jo Britton.
Jo Britton here, your personal performance coach, helping you find your mojo and keep it. In today's Minute of Mojo, I'm covering the J in mojo, joyful positivity. If you're feeling really negative at the moment, just know this. It is not easy to be positive because as human beings, we are wired with negativity bias to keep us safe and alive. But it is possible to start moving towards positivity when you learn how to do it. So if you've lost your job at the moment, if your business is struggling, maybe you're just feeling really blur, here is one thing that you can do to start helping you move towards feeling more positive, and it is thinking about what is possible. So is it possible that I could find a new job? Well, yes, of course it's possible, because I've had a job before, or I've found a job before. Is it possible to have a successful business? Well, of course it's possible, because there are many successful business owners out there. So think about what is possible and create some possible options and turn one of those options into an action and try that. I hope that was useful for you. Next time on the Minute of Mojo, I'm going to cover the final O in Mojo, action taking. And in the meantime, for a daily dose of inspiration and motivation, come and follow me on Instagram. I'm at jobritton.mojo.
I love it. She's inspiring, you know.
She really is.
We're up to J. I can't wait for the final. Oh. But in the meantime, now listen, music's coming back. We can dance again soon.
Oh, only, what is it, 2 weeks to go?
2 weeks to go. We can boogie, we can party, we can enjoy ourselves. And of course, our show will be, I'm glad I said that right, didn't I? Our show will be one of the first shows that will be fully allowed to be movable.
It will be, because we're on the 20th.
No distancing, no masks, so that discounts you.
I'm masked for mask.
Other than that, though, if you are thinking about music, one gentleman has had a fabulous career so far with his very lovely music, and he's here to join us now to talk about his upcoming single and, of course, his career, which spans absolutely wonderfulness. This is Mr. Paul Usher. Welcome, Paul. How are you?
Hello. Can you hear me okay and everything?
We
Yes?
can hear you.
We can.
We can hear you.
Oh,
We can
great.
see you've got the sunshine on you and everything.
I know. I've tried to use the sun as a natural kind of filter. You know,
Who
just
needs
keep
a
it
ring
like-
light when you've got the sun?
But I'm doing very, very well. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here because we actually hear a lot of your music, and I think a lot of people aren't aware just how much music you've actually been bringing out.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to grasp that dream by writing and producing as much music as possible, even during the pandemic. So,
It's a good way to be.
How did it all begin for you then?
oh well, many moons ago, I was singing in school choirs and entering talent competitions, etc., and winning quite a few. Just to put that out there, and always wanted to play the piano and taught myself the piano and learned I could make that into songwriting, etc. And just went from there really. So it was school and a love of like reading as well. And I thought, oh, I can do lyrics, and just wanted to show off all the time. So that's where I started, and I've been writing and producing and singing ever since.
Very nice. Well, obviously, we've listened to a few of your songs that you've released over the years.
Thank
You seem to always have a bit of a storyline going through them. Is that something you aim for whenever you write a new song? You always want something that a listener can connect to?
Yes, basically. I mean, I never sort of sit down and intend to write a story, but there's lots of just anecdotes from life which you want to tell in song, and then you can't help but have a narrative. But in a couple of my singles, not to sound like Adele, but they've been about, of course, a heartbreak, and you write about it, don't you? But I know my first single was called Jesus is a Preston Boy, and my latest single is called Never Gonna Leave Him, and it's actually about the same guy, but not just the same guy, the same night, and viewing it from different angles, etc. So there is kind of a narrative arc to the songs, yeah.
Well, we've got a little bit of Never Gonna Leave Him right here now for you.
There's still something going on. You know, I know, one of us must break this bond. 'Cause you're never gonna leave him, leave him, leave him. Never gonna leave him, leave him, leave. We missed our only window. Now we're locked in limbo. Two lives lost in one soul. 'Cause you're never gonna leave.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Definitely. I've heard it described. It's a very much like a meld of a bit of R&B kind of style.
Yeah, I mean, the previous songs are slightly more R&B than this because my influences range from everything from Alicia Keys to Rihanna and things. This one's slightly more dancey, just because we all needed a bit of dance in our lives. We're all clutching for that club. So this is more of a dancey version. But
are you planning on getting out live anywhere?
I don't have any gigs booked at the moment, but if anybody wants to make me any offers, I am here. I am ready. I will bring my piano and backing tracks and things along. But yes, I'd love to be booking gigs. Obviously, the pandemic's put a big stop to that at the moment. Well, it's coming back soon. But yes, I love performing, and I'm happy to perform anywhere and everywhere you want me to.
It's amazing.
Is there any more songs coming up that we can be expecting to come out in the next year or so then?
Yeah, so I've recorded the next single already, and also already recorded the video. So I don't have a release date for that, but it will be September. Just don't know the exact date. But I actually recorded the video for that in Blackpool as well. So keeping it local and northern and things. So yeah.
Paul, where do we find your music currently then?
So my name's Paul Usher, and if you put that into Spotify and Amazon and YouTube, I'll pop up, or hopefully pop up in one of the top results. Or my website is paulushermusic.com. You can find all my socials there, and me using filters again to try and get make people like the pictures.
And why not? Well, we look forward to hearing a lot more from you over the next few months, years, and indeed, I can see you going for forever, Flower, with that type of music.
Thank you very, very much.
It's nice to speak to a creative, and we'll speak to you very, very soon. Paul,
thank you
very much. Amazing.
Yes.
So you can go from music, and then I suppose what you should do is you should also think about what's on the box.
Hi, I'm Hayley and welcome to this week's On The Box. How's everyone doing? Now, the first thing I would love to recommend is a series on BBC iPlayer and it is called Queers. It's a series of monologues which were part of Gay Britannia. And that series was to mark the anniversary of the Sexual Offences Act, which decriminalised homosexuality. There is a wonderful film on Netflix called Falling in Love. Now, in is with a double N because it is a feel-good film about an American lady who wins an old house in New Zealand. There's the fundamentals of caring. That is also on Netflix. A retired writer becomes a disabled teenager's carer, and an impromptu road trip really seals their friendship and brings about a lot of hope as well. Finally, there is a wonderful film on Netflix. It is absolutely hilarious and it is called Tammy. It's a few years old now, but I'd never seen it and I hadn't even heard of it. But it stars Melissa McCarthy, Susan Sarandon and Kathy Bates, and I watch everything with all those three in it. And my gosh, the on-screen chemistry between Melissa McCarthy's character and Susan Sarandon's character, they are grandma and granddaughter, is out of this world. Do give it a go. I promise you will laugh so hard, but it's only available for another week or so on Netflix. So get on it, as they say. Now, that's it from me. I shall catch you next time. And remember, stronger together. Bye.
Well, there's a fabulous little hidden place just on the outskirts of Salford, and this woman is doing something absolutely sensational.
Oh, yes.
She's got a... Well, let's say no more about it. Just watch this.
Hello, I'm Alex Smyth. Me and my brother currently own the Kandy Kabin down in Salford. I'm a mum of 3 beautiful children, so as you can imagine, I am very, very busy. It was an old-fashioned sweet shop, so it was every kid's dream basically. Back in 2012, we lost our dad to a huge heart attack. He was on his way back to the Kandy Kabin one Sunday afternoon after running it in the morning, and he collapsed just down the road. My mum throughout her life has experienced some real hardship. So she just got, she was like a lioness. She was like just feisty, but she was the most beautiful person that you could honestly have ever met. She just got stuck back in after we lost my dad. She just went straight back to work. So my mum's goal quickly became just to reach 50. Now, for us, me personally, if what happened to my parents wouldn't have happened, I would have just thought I was taking that for granted to reach 50 years of age. Unfortunately, back in 2016, in September, my mum had just reached 50 in the March. My mum was diagnosed with cancer of the esophagus. So we had to close the beloved Kandy Kabin down so she could undergo chemo and radiotherapy treatment. Obviously, as it has living accommodation to the rear, she still lived at the property, but we just closed the business side down. My mum, she fought and she faced a real hard battle. She was convinced that eventually she'd be able to open the Kandy Kabin back up, but unfortunately in 2018, sorry, so sorry. Everyone is intrigued about who the next owner of the Kandy Kabin is going to be. And that makes me just so much more excited for the next owner, because the name was on the map from my mum and the service what she delivered throughout the community for 26 years. It's known as Sharon's Shop locally rather than its name, the Kandy Kabin. So it's actually classed as a competition because there's an entry question to get your tickets entered into the draw. So if you do enter, make sure you know the answer to the question. So you have to answer a question to be entered into the draw. So once you've answered the question, then you can go on and purchase your tickets. So it's £2 a ticket. So one lucky winner will walk away owning the Kandy Kabin for £2, less than a posh coffee. We have got to sell 110,000 tickets in total to make the Kandy Kabin the guaranteed prize. If we fail to do that, which is something I will not be giving up until I will be turning every single stone I can to get those tickets sold. But if worst case scenario, we fail to do that, there still a prize draw goes ahead, but for 75% of the cash pot. So the cash pot is currently at about £14,500 already. So even if we don't sell one more ticket, you are guaranteed to walk away with at least £14,500. I believe that both my mum and dad would just love that someone's getting an opportunity potentially that they would have never had before. I mean, who can afford 40% deposit for a property? It's just, for some people, it's just unthinkable. I wish that it would change the winner's life.
Hello my lovely weather watchers and welcome to this week's weather forecast with me, Paul Rudd. Now it might be raining right now, but there's going to be a change in the weather this week. It's going to be more settled and warm weather. An area of high pressure is slowly moving across the UK and Ireland. This should bring a lot of fine, dry weather. And it will mean long sunny spells as well. That's what we like to hear on your Manchester's weather forecast, isn't it? So let's take a look at this week's weather in more details. Here it comes. Thursday is looking sunny and cloudy with the temperatures of 22 Celsius. Friday is looking sunny with the temperatures of 23 Celsius. And as we very much look forward to the weekend right now, Saturday will be sunny with the temperatures of 24 Celsius, and Sunday is going to be even hotter, sunny with the temperatures of 25 Celsius. So the sunny's going to have his hat on, hip 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 hooray. Get that sun cream on and be very careful. That's it from this week's weather. Do join me again next week. And now it's time to hand over back to the studio for this week's brilliant episode of Your Manchester.
Well, unfortunately, no swim pool, Flower.
Do you know what? I'm let down. Do you know what? Bring back the swimming pool.
Well, it wasn't a swim pool, it was a jacuzzi.
Right, well,
it might have been a jacuzzi, you never know. It might have just been bad wind. You just never know.
It could have been.
If you are interested in joining us next week, which of course you will be, why not come and see us face to face, everybody? Yes, we've got a fantastic live show as part of Hope Fest. That's taking place on July the 20th, and that will take place at 7:30. We've got fantastic guests on there, such as the wonderful Denise Welsh.
Yes, Mark Bittlestone.
Obviously, you say that one. Then we've got Sue Devaney. We've also got Mark Llewellyn talking to the legend that is Annie Wallace.
And Davina De Campo.
Plus all your lovely hosts from Your Manchester will be there. So if you want to get tickets for that, here's the little linkette. In the meantime, everybody, take care of yourselves and each other. Stay shabbered, stay gold. Thanks for watching this week's episode of
Your Manchester.